Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And today I want to ask you, who is somebody that you really love in terms of their success, in terms of emulating what it is that they do, in terms of admiring their work ethic, in terms of their success and thinking, wow, I really respect everything about them. Find that person in your mind right now as to who it is. Maybe it's somebody like Richard Branson. Maybe it's somebody that's like Bill Gates. Maybe it's somebody like Jeff Bezos. Maybe it's somebody like Mother Teresa. Maybe it's Jerry Seinfeld. You know, whoever it is for you, I want you to just think about who that is. I'm really obsessed by studying the success of people, what has driven them to success, what are the common traits in all those successful people, and understanding what took them from where they were to being the success that they are. And one thing that you'll learn is that all of their success stories have some common traits, some common elements. And so I have many people that I just love. I just, love their success. I love their story. I love their work ethic. One of the big ones for me is Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously because of my deep passion for health and fitness. But from when I remember seeing the very first movie that I saw him in was Commando. And I was like, man, I was blown away by his physique and just the nature of the story of Commando. It's, his bits of humor in there as well. Yeah, he's not going to win an Academy Award for his acting in it, of course, but you're not watching that type of movie for that. And I love that movie. And from that point, I then started to follow him. Obviously, his other movies, but I followed the backstory of him, his bodybuilding career, and I got his book, The Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. It's a huge book, and I love it. I still have it. I still use it today. A fantastic book, and the work that was put into that. And obviously Pumping Iron, and you watch that over and over again. Fantastic. If you've never seen Pumping Iron and you want to understand about Arnold's bodybuilding career, who he is, his mindset even back then, really powerful. So he's somebody that I really love because of my bond with health and fitness. And it was through, I guess, the inspiration of him that I thought, man, this is something that I want to do. I really love that about him. Somebody else that I really admire right now and who I'm reading all his books at the moment is Dr. Phil. I mean, anyone that's seen Dr. Phil live, anyone that's met him, he's a fantastic individual. Any question he gets asked, his answers are so well read because he's done over 1,000 or 3,000 episodes or something of Dr. Phil. The good that he's putting back into the community through his organisation, through his programs. Obviously, he got a huge step up with Oprah, and he's now just gone on his own to do what he does, and he does it so well. And he's written some fantastic books. And so what I do is obviously I want to study the success of the people that I really admire. And so with Dr. Phil, I don't know whether I've got every book. I haven't actually done a Google search to see how many books he has written. What are all their titles, but I've probably got about 7 or 8 books of his. I'm sure he's probably written more than that. But each one is just fantastic. There's something about him that I can really relate to. For instance, his weight loss book. Now, I've written my own book on transformation called Awaken the Sexy Within. He's got his own weight loss book, and I really like it. It's the closest thing to my thinking that I've ever read. It's really fantastic. He's written another great book, which is called Relationship Rescue, which I think is the best book on relationships and how to understand what's going on and taking you from where you are in a bad spot to now a good spot. It's the best that I've read. It's fantastic. And so right now, I've just finished that one. I'm now reading, Self Matters. And then the next one I'll read is Life Strategies. But each book that I read of his, it really gives me a better understanding of who he is, why he's so successful. But also I can take the principles from his books and use them in my own life. I can use them with my coaching clients. It's really, really powerful. So what I want you to do is dig into who it is that you really admire, anyone I'm imagining that you're going to find that's really super successful and you admire. There's going to be a whole bunch of content out there. They're going to have programs, they're going to have books, they're going to have audio programs, there's going to be a heap of stuff on YouTube. Immerse yourself in it if you haven't already and really extract what it is that you like about them and why, and see how you can emulate that in your own life. I know this might sound simplistic, I know you might have heard it before, but I'm bringing it up again here now because are you actually doing it? Like, are you really implementing some of the things that your, if you like, heroes have done and implementing those things in your life? Or are you just standing on the sideline and looking in, watching and saying, wow, look how fantastic Richard Branson is. Look what he's done. But why not understand how he's done it? And understand his mindset, understand his daily routine, understand all the struggles that he went through to get to where he is now. So I think a lot of the time we look at these successful people, we put them on a pedestal and we think that, man, it was so easy for them, they just got there. But not one of them just got there. And you think, oh, how lucky was Dr. Phil? He had a hand up from Oprah. But think about all the time and the years and the effort that went into him becoming to that point where Oprah said, come on my show. Think of that. Oprah's not reaching out to just anyone. He put in a lot of work there. And I was just starting to read the book Self Matters. And he talks about the 10 years that he worked so hard and created this life for him that he really hated for the first 10 years. He just hated it. And it was causing problems in his relationship and just his overall happiness with what he was doing in life. So he decided that he needed to make some change. And through that change, he realized that, well, writing this book is going to be a great thing for me to do because I'm going to use the strategies in this book that he personally used to turn his life around and to make different choices and different decisions. And so I think it's really important to understand the hardships that they have gone through, because for me it makes it more real as well. It makes the person more relatable because they're not perfect. They didn't start with nothing and ended up with where they are now with a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar fortune by having a cruisy run all the way through to that. So many struggles. And you can learn by other people's mistakes. That's what's really great. You can learn from their mistakes and say, oh yeah, well, gee, I would have thought that would have been okay to do that, but now I can see, now that they've explained it, why that is not a good idea. And so another example, Jillian Michaels, she talks about the millions of dollars that she lost through one of her projects, through certain decisions that were made or not made. And then you can pick up from her mistakes and say, well, geez, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Now, you mightn't be having the same multi-million-dollar deal where you're going to lose that much money, but it's the concepts of things and the forward thinking and the planning and making sure that you've got that right team around you and reading all the fine print and doing all those things so that you don't just rush into something because it seems like the next shiny object that you want to go chasing after. So obviously when it's in a book, it's been more structured and laid out and edited and everything, but there's so much, more relevant, or no, relevant's not the right word, more up-to-date content maybe, because some of the books that I'm reading now, Dr. Phil wrote maybe 30 years ago. And so would he have a slightly different twist on things now? Most likely. You can watch his shows, you can go and listen to his podcasts. You can do a whole range of things to just stay in touch with what he is about now. Has he changed his approach? Where's his success? Him talking to successful people, understanding how he relates his story to someone else's story, and then you can get a double whammy effect of learning about how to take you from, like what I'm teaching you here, from where you are now to getting to where it is that you want to get to. Because the only way that you are going to move from where you are right now is with action. And if you can shortcut it by taking purposeful, correct action, by listening to the coach, taking that purposeful next step, then you're going to get there a lot faster. And one of my regrets is that I didn't get coaching probably 30 years ago. I didn't see, well, here's the thing, 30 years ago, I didn't see the value in it. I saw it as a cost. Well, actually, that's not fair. I didn't even consider coaching 30 years ago. I thought, well, never heard of it. Why would you do that? Or probably 30 years ago, you'd hear the concept of a life coach and you think, only screwed up people get a life coach. But now, it's different. So if I knew what I knew now, 20 or 30 years ago, then I would have taken different action. And yeah, would there have been as many coaches and great coaches back then? No, there wouldn't have been. But so then maybe what that would have done for me is created an opening for me. And maybe I would have started becoming a coach 30 years ago doing what I was doing, what I do now, back then, rather than following an accounting career. Maybe. Who knows? But my single biggest learning from my lifetime so far has been I should have got coaching earlier. I should have taken more action earlier rather than just sitting back and thinking life will happen for me. Success and money will come because, when you're younger, that's what you're thinking about. How do I get enough money to live the way that I want to live, paying off your house, doing the things that you want to do, finding that partner that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, these are the things that you create in your mind, I think, when you're younger. But if I have got the coaching, I would have made different choices for sure. And so it's never too late. If you don't have a coach right now, you need to get one in the areas of your life where you need to improve. It's okay to have multiple. I have multiple coaches and they each help me on different aspects. Now, is there some overlap sometimes? I would say, yeah, of course there is. There's some overlap sometimes, but they have their specialities. And for me, that's what's important because I want the best in the business at what they do on that particular area. Now, chances are you're not ever going to get one coach that's brilliant on everything, on health and wellness, on financial side of things, wealth creation, growing your business, marketing, all of that kind of stuff. It's just really unlikely that you can have somebody great in all of those areas. So you find the person that is the top at what they do, they have a good connection with you, making sure that you're coachable, and then that's how you're going to get the absolute best outcomes for yourself. So for me, emulating success of the people that I really admire is really important. So I connect well with Dr. Phil, for instance, as one of the people that I follow, because of his family values. I like the way that he operates. I like his role in the community. He just seems like a good man. Like he just seems like somebody that you could have at dinner. You could spend a lot of time with him. He'd be a really nice guy. Now, I get there's a persona that you get on the show and maybe behind the scenes. He's not like that. I know he's very competitive on the tennis court and that kind of stuff. But that's just the perception that he gives off. With me, for instance, the way I'm talking to you right now, this is the way that I am. This is the way that I talk with my clients. It's the way that I coach people. It's the way that I am with my kids. It's the way that I am with family and friends as well. It's just what you see is what you get with me. My feeling about Dr. Phil is that's what he is like as well. He's just a genuine guy that's doing good in the world. He loves what he does and he'll keep doing it for as long as he can. And To me, I think that's very admirable, and that's just one of the qualities that I really like about him, and why I love what he's putting out there. So find yours, okay? Find your hero, follow them, understand their success strategies, understand what they're doing on a daily basis. If it's like Dr. Phil, do as many programs as you can of his. Read his books. I mean, his books are very practical, just like mine. It's a workbook. If your relationship is in the doghouse right now, get the Relationship Rescue. Fantastic book, and it will save your marriage if you go through it and do it properly. It will really save your marriage. You've got to do it properly though. All right, so if you want to have a conversation with me, connect with me, and let's make 2021 your best year ever. Let's do it. Go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation, and let's make it happen. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.